where do I start with this chapter of Fairy Tale? I mean, this is just a chapter that I've been waiting for ever since the beginning of the series. We finally get some of the origins of the Dragon Slayers, the dragons, the humans and the dragon human war. I mean, me personally, I don't know if about anybody else, but this was my chapter of the year just because this is one of the biggest things that I've been wanting to wait to find out about. Because Fairy Tale, the most interesting thing to me personally is the dragons, because one, Natsu's dad, obviously Igneel, we don't know anything about him, but then on the other hand, this just like I just like dragons are dope. Like, even if this was a series like, I don't know, like One Piece, if they had dragons, I would be interested in them. You know, if Naruto had dragons, I'll be interested in them. Dragon Ball Z, like, same thing, just dragons in general. And we finally get the big revelation now with the whole Elaine thing. A lot of people, they're saying that the dragon, because like the spoilers, of course, a lot of people, they just saw that the dragon had the Beleri's, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Belerigian last name. They all assumed that it was going to be married to him, but apparently this is just the dragon, the Amis. Like, this guy, apparently, like, he's the top dog. He's basically like saved by Urza's ancestors, so that makes it even more deepened. Because one of the biggest things I took away from this is that when Amis said, yo, the dragons on the west side, they don't know what's, like, they're not smart enough. So basically he sneaked this, and like he's basically saying, yo, if you ain't from Ishgard, then you're basically retarded. And this made it more, yo, oh, I can't wait. I just can't, just thinking about that. Like, what if Acnologia is like from the west side? What if he's one of the people who started this whole dragon devouring human things? Granted, we do know that Acnologia was a human, so what if he had a part in actually starting the war over on the west side? And we also do know the fact of how Amis, basically, we know that he's basically Lauren. He's like the dragon of virtue, so he's a nice dragon. We could put it like that. And we also do know the whole thing how they lived together in harmony for a long time. But another interesting thing that I found for the chapter was Elaine. We found that she actually like created Ishgard. Like, she had everybody living there together. I'm just like, damn. Like, just thinking about it, just thinking about the princess now, the current princess. I don't even know her name, but the girl with green hair, that's how you can tell how rubbish she is. Like, man, Urza should just be the princess. Like, just move her away. Granted, Elaine, she didn't know that she had a daughter, but move her away, because we just need her to be the, we just need Urza to be the princess, because I don't even know the green hair girl's name, but no, in all seriousness, I actually did love the part a lot, and we actually do find out that Amis, he loved humans. Like, he was going to protect them regardless and everything. And one of the biggest thing, or not, probably the biggest thing that we find out is the whole thing about DragonSlayer magic. Now, yes, we do know that Elaine, she is the creator of DragonSlayer magic. Now, this is where I got a little bit confused. Like, is DragonSlayer magic a form of enchantment? Because we know that Elaine, basically, her main thing is enchantment magic. Like, she used it to break a sword. Like, she was over there doing some crowd work for people. Like, she was over there making them all go crazy. She was like, watch me break this sword. So this made me think, is Dragon Slayer magic a form of enchantment? Like, is it have to do with like your body like enchanting something, and then like you just using a certain type of element? Like, there's a lot of questions to be asked about Dragon Slayer magic. And we find out that basically the humans, this is crazy, this is crazy to even say, but the humans are basically a part of the reason why the Dragon Slayer, why Elaine's side won the war, or at least did a good battle in the war. I don't remember if they actually said they won, but we know that once they started using Dragon Slayer magic, that's when they started gaining the momentum and gaining the tide in their favor. So that's crazy to think that humans were the deciding factor in this Dragon War. After people like Amis and even people like Acnologia, they always look down on humans. Well, Amis, he didn't do it in a negative way. Like, he didn't do it like saying humans are weak. He was just trying to, like, he was trying to protect them, and therefore he was like, humans shouldn't be able to jump in because they don't think that they're going to do anything. Then you have people like Acnologia who say stuff like humans are weak, but yet in all reality, humans, they are the reason why they basically won the Dragon Slayer War. And this also brought up another question, because we find out that all the humans who actually did go using Dragon Slayer magic, either one thing happened to them. Either one, they went into like straight up rage mode. They just started going crazy. Like, they just started attacking everything. From what I'm thinking, like, they were just going ham on anything and everything around them. And then you had the other people on the other hand who basically just lost it. Like, they just straight up went bonkers. Like, it's similar to the first one, but they basically couldn't control the power anymore. And they basically became, I guess they I don't want to say they basically got handicapped from it. That's what it is. They got handicapped from it, and the other ones, they went on like an unstoppable rage. So with those two things being a factor, this made me think, if you didn't fall in those categories, which it must be a small few, does that mean that in order to like keep your sanity, you're gonna have to need like a dragon? You're gonna need your dragon slayer to go inside of you? Because think about it. I'm guessing that Elaine, she might have been the one who taught the humans Dragon Slayer magic, because obviously she's the creator of it. So maybe because since it didn't come from a dragon itself, that's why I was a little bit corrupt. That's why I was a little bit, a little bit messed up, because it didn't come from like the teacher wasn't a dragon. So maybe that's why all those defects happen with it. But another thing that also happened, what would those guys be classified as? Like, are they their new own breed of Dragon Slayer? Like are they their zero generation Dragon Slayers? Like, what are those guys who were taught by the creator of Dragon Slayer? Like, that's just crazy. Just thinking that Urza's mom is the creator of Dragon Slayer magic, and it's ironic because she doesn't even use the type of magic. So that's just crazy. But the one thing that I do gotta say is that the dragon seed, the seed that would begin to sprout in their bodies, the dragon seed, and basically that's what turns them into dragons at that point. Because we see we see Elaine, her face starts, her face just starts turning into scales. We see all that stuff. We see her, and then they left off with the biggest cliffhanger. At that time, you're already growing in my room. Urza, like they could, Hiro Mashima needs to make 50-page chapters and just air it all out. Like, he just needs to make 50-page chapters and just give us everything, because this is what I want to see. Like, this is what I want to see. But some of my predictions for the next chapter, I want to start letting you guys know what I think is going to happen as far as this whole background, because this is like going to be a huge flashback, which, yes, I love it. I thought, me personally, I really thought that there was going to be like an arc dedicated to like all the stuff that's happening. But I actually like the way that Hiro Mashima was handling it, because he's going about and just explaining it. Even though it's not a whole arc, he's giving us like the meat and the chunks that we need to know. Because if there was a whole arc about a flashback, there would have been some moments that would have been like it's just granted to happen, because not every single it's not granted to happen, but I'm pretty sure there would be some moments in the arc where there would be like, it would be a little bit iffy. But since it's just like happening from like Elaine's perspective, she's only giving us like the most important parts, which is like, damn, that's good. But one of the things I do expect to see is Acnologia. Yes, I'm expecting to see Acnologia. My prediction is that Acnologia, he does come from the west side. Yeah, the west side. Like, we already know he's from gang. Like, Acnologia, west side. He knows. But no, in all seriousness, I do think that Acnologia is from the west side of the country, or the west side of the continent, because he fits that role perfectly. Like, he's one of the people who, on one hand, he couldn't necessarily live with humans. That's why he wanted to become a dragon. But on the other hand, he didn't really like dragons either. So what if Acnologia, he was actually on the west side? Or I have another theory about, what if Acnologia was one of the original people taught by Elaine, and then he ended up like, basically, he was one of those abnormal people that didn't necessarily get he didn't get affected 100%. Like, you know how there's some people who like got in complete rage mode and everything? Maybe there's some people who just couldn't control it in general. Maybe Acnologia was in that small little percentage of people who didn't actually get affected at it whatsoever, and they're just bullying the whole time. Like, maybe that's the whole thing with Acnologia. Now, the thing with Urza, maybe this is a reason why Urza is kind of like OP. Like, maybe this is the reason why. And I know some people, it'll be like, even though Urza, even though all this stuff still happened, I still will give an excuse, and that's fine. If you're one of those people, okay. But hear me out. What if Urza is one of the what if one of the reasons why she's so OP is because while she was being born, like, all this stuff was happening with Elaine. Like, of course, she had the whole Dragon Slayer magic, and then she had the whole dragon seed growing inside of her. So, I'm not trying to sound funny, but does this make Urza like part dragon? Because what's this dragon seed? Like, it's apparently like it just starts sprouting up. Like, it just comes up whenever they use Dragon Slayer. So does this mean that Urza, she like came from that seed? Does it mean that she like came, like, is she half dragon? Does she have some type of Dragon Slayer potential? I think it would be dope if Urza did use Dragon Slayer magic. I mean, I'm gonna make a video later on this week about if Urza can awaken Dragon Slayer magic, because if she can, that would be dope. Because yo, Yo, this is gonna be so fire, yo. I just got a perfect idea. Like, yo, what if Urza is actually able to use Dragon Slayer magic? She's actually able to use all elements, similar to her re-equip magic, how she's able to like just use all different types of like elemental stuff. Like, yo, what if she? Oh my god, that'll be so dope. Like, I can see this now. Hiro Mashima is the GOAT, man. He's piecing together everybody and making everybody important within. Like, I'm talking about, of course, out of like the fairy tale of the main four, like of Lucy, or not, you can't even call them the main four anymore, but basically out of people like Natsu, Gajio, Wendy, the main crew, the main crew. He's making everybody have usefulness, and I'm loving this now because I'm gonna be honest. Had you asked me a question, is Acting Logia going to fight? Is Natsu going to fight Acting Logia alone? I would have said yeah, but now that we find out that people like Lucy, Urza, Wendy, Gagio, and hell, you can slightly throw Gray in there now too. They all have some type of connection towards Acting Logia, and one of the biggest things is that I know some people they've been speculating. They're like, what if Elaine? Oh, yo, speaking of Acting Logia, this means that slight. This means that Elaine, she could have taught Acting Logia. That is. Oh my god, that's another video in itself right there. Like, oh my god, this has just been flames. Like, I love this chapter of Fairy Tail just because it's opened up so many things. Because yeah, this was just an amazing chapter. We got so many new revelations. I loved it a lot. But the back with Urza thing, do you guys think that she could awaken Dragon Slayer magic? I mean, I think that she could. I think it would be dope because her mother's a creator, so I think it'll be dope if Urza did. But overall, what do you guys think about this chapter? I liked it a lot simply because we got so. Listen, I've been waiting for this whole dragon explanation thing, and we got it, and it didn't disappoint. Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.